Welcome to this session on Introduction to IT. Today, all of us are living in a world where information technology is so important. Is there anybody, whether it is a student or a working professional, who do not use IT? That's a question we should look at. And the answer is no. Everybody uses IT in some way or the other. Today it has become so important in our life, we can say that IT is a main line of our activity, whether it is for entertainment, whether it is for education, whether it is for job aspects or prospects, and also in the areas of research and development. Today we are going to look at the insights of what is IT, what it consists of, what are the components of IT, and how it is really benefiting the human beings as a whole. So, introduction to IT is like this. These are the components that are going to be discussed in this program. So, IT stands for Information Technology. It's been used as a buzzword in the industry and even in schools and colleges. It's become a craze thing, like people want to get into IT as a career, as a job prospects. Whether you are in the field of computer science, whether you are in the field of electrical and electronic engineering, or you are in the field of arts and commerce, the main destination for all the students is to get into IT. So, what is IT and how it's going to help us, and what are the components of IT? So, if you look at the components, the main components of IT are hardware and software at a broader level. But just having a computer itself is not IT. So, we need to have some software. So, what comes under this category of software? So, if you see, there is operating system and applications. So, any electronic device, whether it is a computer or a laptop or a PC or your smartphone, they all require an operating system, which is the most important component. Once there is an operating system, the device can start up. So, once a computer is ready, boot up and it is ready, and the phone is ready, what we need is the applications. When we turn on the computer, we use some applications. So, what are those applications that we use? So, most importantly, people use internet. So, when we use internet, we use browser, web browser. So, web browser is a software application which helps us to access the various websites. So, let us quickly get into see how this works. So, we just open the browser and then type the domain name. Let us suppose we type www.google.com. So, we get the web page. So, this is a application. Web can access internet. So, internet is one of the important aspects of IT, or we can call it as a revolution in IT. So, we can access any website that is useful and that gives us information. Okay. So, the components of IT are hardware and software. Under the software we have operating systems and applications. Let us also get into see what is IT. So, information system is essentially made up of 5 components, that is the hardware which we have just discussed, and software, and the database, the network, and the people. So, people form an important part of IT. Having developed this hardware, software, database, and network, it is for the people to use this information. So, these 5 components integrate into to perform input, process, and output. So, this is the core function of IT: input, process, and output. So, let us look at what is input. Just a little while ago we had opened this application, and in this application we have given some input. This input is taken by the computer, the operating system, and then it processes it with the help of the network, and then it will give us the output. Let us look at another website. For example, we go to say cisco.com. So, this is one organization. This is one organization, and then we are going to visit their website cisco.com, and then we get the information from a server which is in a different city or different country, and we are able to access this information which is located hundreds of thousands of miles away through the help of internet. So, if we come back to this components of IT, we have the hardware. So, we are using the laptop to access the server. So, we need a software. So, we have operating system, Windows operating system, Linux operating system, and on top of that we are using an application called web browser, and this website that we have just seen is available in a database server, and this is accessible via the network. So, in the due course of this program we will be learning a lot of information about how to understand these simple terms called hardware, software, database, network, and all these are being used by the people. So, it provides information on demand. Information technology as an industry has provided so many benefits to the mankind. So, we can access information irrespective of the physical or geographical location in no time. We have, most of us already are using instant messaging applications like WhatsApp, like Facebook, like Twitter, like Skype. These are the various examples that we can take as advantage of IT. We are able to send information to your friends and family in a matter of seconds. You just type the message and then click on send. The message is already delivered at the destination computer or destination mobile phone. We do also video calling or voice chatting. We can talk to people who are hundreds of thousands of miles away using this information technology, and it has progressed to the largest extent, like even the advantages of IT, like in the field of medicine. So, the doctors are able to perform a surgery on a patient who is hundreds of thousands of kilometers away. So, the doctor is in one country, the patient is in another country, and then they are able to perform surgery, robotic surgery, with the help of IT. So, IT has given us a lot of scope in providing better facilities. We can be very confident of IT because it is giving us information well in advance, like for example, in the case of weather forecasting. So, what is going to happen in the next 24 hours? What is going to happen in the next 48 hours? Whether it is going to be a heat wave or is it going to rain, this information is collected and processed with the help of IT and then provide us advanced information. Also, in the field of science and technology, we have a great progress made, and thanks to IT, it is helping each and every one of us to be able to gather information about our surrounding solar system, and also bringing us information. And we have seen various projects that have been implemented by our own ISRO, who have sent a probe called MOM to Mars to gather information about that remote planet. And we were able to get all this done, and major part of this was done by IT. So, IT is an everyday task for us today, and we are enjoying the benefits of IT and it's also useful in various fields in terms of agriculture, where we can use IT in agriculture. So they are providing information relating to what type of crops to be used in this season, because we are able to get the weather information. So we also have information about the water resource availability, and also we can make analysis of the soil through the various equipment and gather the information which type of crops to be used and how to get better productivity out of this. And they are using IT to the maximum extent for the benefit of mankind. So we can look at the various aspects of IT also in this picture. So why we need IT and the benefits of information technology. So we can see the concept of education. So how is information technology benefiting the education sector? So now let us look at in our college. Do we not have a computer lab? We are learning in the computer lab. We are learning about new tools, new technologies which will enhance our capability to get better jobs. So today there is not a single industry or organization or business which do not use IT. IT helps each and every organization, and in fact the colleges are the ones which are providing the basic inputs to the students to learn IT. So the next division we are discussing about is engineering. So engineering is not about engineering colleges, it's about engineering as an activity, as a business. Just to give an example of engineering, let's take the concept of the Hyderabad metro train, which is operational today, but it has taken few years to build. But how was it built? What is necessary to build such a big infrastructure? So it's the engineering which helps us to create those models before that's being deployed in the real world. Engineering is helping organizations in all ways. So before developing a new product, first engineering department of those organizations will simulate how it's going to look like, what are the challenges that are ahead, what are the problems that can occur, and they will simulate all those issues first, and then they will build a prototype, and then they will bring it to the operational state. So all these big dams or big bridges, all these are first done at the engineering level. They will design all those components, they will ensure that it has the greater stability, how much force it can withstand. Even for an aeroplane, if you look at, or a rocket, so before they are commercially built, first an engineering team will build them on the computers, which are a large scale computers. They might use even supercomputers which have very high capability of processing, and then they will design those equipments, engines or whatever, and then they ensure that it is stable, it's working perfectly, and then they come to the actual implementation phase. So engineering as a field is getting a lot of benefits in the form of IT. Earlier, prior to this information technology, companies had to really build the physical devices or physical things and then test them before they can be deployed. So which used to take a long time. Most importantly, the information technology has bridged the gap of time. So things can be done instantly. And then in the area of medicine, we had discussed few examples earlier about the doctors performing the surgery on a remote patient. Apart from that, today, if you want to know what's happening in your body, so you have various equipment which processes them, and with the help of IT, they can diagnose and tell them the diseases that are available or which are going to come in future. So that is the advantage that the information technology is providing to the medicine industry. And we also touched upon this concept of space research. So the space research has also been benefited from the concept of information technology. So what has it provided, right from the design which we have just discussed, and also from launch, and also to track. So if you have seen the various missions that various countries have provided, they are still able to gather information from those space objects, or like satellites, getting information. Even today we have Indian owned satellites which are providing for communication, for weather, for agriculture. There are special satellites launched for purely for weather forecasting, telecommunications, and agriculture research. And it's also helping in a way. Even this particular program that is being telecast is with the help of space technology. So information technology is being used in each and every part of our life. And then the weather forecast, also the examples we have discussed, and entertainment. So I don't have to talk much about it because you are already being used the concept of entertainment on the mobile phones, on the laptop. We can watch movies and videos, and you can also participate in the various programs that are providing entertainment. So IT has been a backbone for the growth of humankind or mankind. So without IT, nothing can happen today. So let's take a small example of how we wake up. So now we get up in the morning, the first thing that we do is check the mobile phone. Do we have any messages from friends and family? Do we have any email? And what's news today? So it's all happening because of information technology. So this technology is here to stay, is going to be there forever as long as there is mankind, and it's going to grow. And we have been hearing about the new technologies that are going to be coming up very soon, that is machine learning, artificial intelligence. So this is going to take the IT to the next higher level. So today IT is everything. You wake up with technology and you use the technology for the whole day, either at office or at home, and then before you late to the night, you also check everything and then you go to bed. So from the day you start and the day you end, we have been using IT in some form or the other. So for the students at school and college, we have seen 20 years ago there was no concept of computers in the schools. Maybe there are a few in the colleges, but in the schools it wasn't there 20 years ago. But today computers are part of the syllabus, and they have computer labs, and people are getting trained. It's not just because they have a subject in the school, but even the students have access of these computers at home. So they have their own computers or laptops or tabs, smartphones, which are providing them the necessary information, projects, or to communicate with family and friends. So IT is the most important development that has happened in the recent generations. And to make this IT happen, there are some specialized jobs. Like, for example, you have internet. So how does internet work? We will be discussing about this technology, how it works in detail, about the components that are going to be there as part of IT later on in the coming sessions. But for now, let's look at the IT as an enabler for our day-to-day work. So when we look at internet, which is the biggest network providing worldwide connectivity. So when we have seen this example of accessing a browser, so we are able to connect to a server which is quite far away, and we're getting the information in seconds. So like this, we can access various information. Like, for example, we want to look at Microsoft.com. Now we can see that's information coming from Microsoft. So this is the information we have. We can gather information in seconds from all over the world. It's just that you need to know what is the name, domain name. Okay. So we can also look at various other examples of. So most people also use Facebook to send and receive messages. Of course, you need to have an account to log in and post messages and receive messages. And if you look at the website, something like IRCTC, so this gives us information on when the trains are coming, when the trains are leaving, how to make a reservation online from this website. It's not only just for trains, you have applications to book tickets for airlines. You also have information relating to public transport. You can also buy tickets from traveling on a bus from the road transport authorities. So all these applications are providing us very good advantage to save time. Instead of traveling all the way to an office where you buy the ticket, so we can access it from this particular application. Also, we have public websites from the government where we can offer services, like for example, government is offering services like Me Seva, an example of Me Seva. So what's available in Me Seva? We have a website available, and through that website we can provide transactions like you want to pay the water bill, you want to pay the electricity bill, you want to pay the property bill. All these can be done with the help of IT. So IT plays an important role in enabling these services. So how can we not use IT? So IT is everything today, and the applications help us to do our day-to-day work in the field of education, in the field of engineering, in the field of medicine, space research, weather forecast, entertainment, and it in fact available for financial services, like for example banking. Banking is the best example of leveraging the IT technology. So how are we doing any banking today? Is there any main reason that we have to go to the bank to provide any transactions? No, we have the online facility. Just visit the bank website, register yourself, communicate with the bank, get all the credentials ready, and then you are ready to go. It's hardly any necessity to visit the bank today, because when you log into your account on the website, the banking website, you can provide transactions like you want to transfer the money from your account to some other account, or you want to make some fixed deposits, or you want to provide any additional services like you want to pay your bills, water bills or electricity bill or property tax. You can also pay from the bank. So we have the financial technologies ensuring better convenience. Suppose you're walking on the street and you want to withdraw some money, so you can go to an ATM, and when you go to the ATM, you have access to withdraw the money. Since the ATM provides the connectivity to the bank, so when you use the debit card in the ATM, so it will ask for authentication, and you are providing your password, and then it is verifying with the bank. The information is sent from this ATM box to the bank database, where the credentials are checked, and then you get a confirmation, and then you are ready to transact. And when you say, I want to withdraw so much money, again the request is going back to the database, verifying whether you have so much amount in your account, and that can be transacted. But for all this to happen, there must be a dedicated team working behind to ensure that the hardware is working all the time, the software is working all the time, the applications are working all the time, and most importantly, the network is working all the time. we must have come across sometimes that we don't get internet at home. So what do? We call the help desk for support. We tell them, hey ISP, I am not able to access internet from my home. Kindly come and troubleshoot. So this is dedicated team of network engineers who will ensure that they will address this problem. So these problems could be of some type like connectivity problems, because the ISP has to provide you the cable from all the way from his office to your home or to your office. So in the way, if there is any disconnection or the cable is cut somewhere, so the technician, the person has to identify the fault and then fix it. So this IT is an important aspect. IT support involves hardware support, operating system support, the application support, and most importantly, the network support. So a typical IT infrastructure in an organization, what we observe is just some computers or laptops or network gadgets, wireless devices, etc. But in the background, most importantly, where all these databases are stored, these are stored in a separate place where they are secure, physically they are secure, meaning they are protected by authorization, like only the authorized person can have access to that particular room where the physical servers, where the database applications are stored. So there will be physical security. So physical security provides only authorized personnel to access those physical servers. And once you enter into the physical server, you have all the racks. All these racks consist of servers, and then they are being managed by the corresponding technical teams. So this help the organizations provide services to their customers. For example, so we have this website. So this website, if you log in, it will provide us information. So where is this information coming from? Where is this information coming from? It's coming from the data center. So from the client, we are the client. We are called as the client. This is the device and this is the client operating system, and provides us information. This is connecting to the server which is in the data center. So let's also look at another organization, HP. These are the companies which provide servers, laptops, desktops, printers, so business applications. So they are also into providing network components. So these are just enablers. These are the organizations which enable us to have a powerful IT system. So there are many such organizations which provide this. So you can see these applications, the benefits that common man have with the help of IT. So this organization provides operating systems and applications, and along with some hardware. And this organization provides the core networking, provides networking and security and voice over IP and video conferencing. If you look at the kind of products they have, so you can see this various divisions they have providing various options. So network plays a very important role in internet. Network system plays a very important role in providing internet services. So mobility and wireless. So we are using mobile services. So mobile services require a lot of infrastructure. So that infrastructure is provided by these organizations. And the next advantage is having the small home devices also connecting to internet. So Internet of Things also is going to be a next big advantage for the mankind. So we did discuss about machine learning and artificial intelligence. So Internet of Things is also the next advantage. Then what is important is that once we have an IT infrastructure, we need to secure them from unauthorized use. Many students must have already discussed about hacking. You must have heard about this term called hacking. Somebody has hacked something. Somebody has hacked a server. Somebody has hacked some services. So security provides to the organization only authorized users can access those applications. Okay. And the next division is about the collaboration. So organizations want to spend money to provide better services to their customers. Also they want to save on some transport or like traveling. So we have very good technology relating to video. So companies are using this video conferencing to ensure that there is a better communication between organizations or between customers and the business partners. So using the video conference, we can save a lot of time in traveling and also expenses related to travel and staying in the hotels. So video conferencing helps organizations for quick connectivity. So government, in fact, we can see that the government has one of the key infrastructures, the statewide connectivity of connecting the government with all the districts, and we have something called a statewide area network. So with the help of statewide area network, the government is able to talk to the officials through video conferencing, saving a lot of time in traveling. Not just saving time, but saving valuable resources. Okay. So video conferencing plays a very important role for organizations, for governments across the globe to ensure that there is person-to-person communication, government-to-government communication in terms of knowing the status of various things. Like for example, if some calamity has happened, So we want to speak to the authorities. So with the help of the video conferencing today, we can communicate with a person in a remote place, a remote city, a remote country through the video conference. So we have these many different advantages or benefits provided by the information technology. So if you go back to our presentation, so in the presentation we have discussed about the various components of IT, what IT stands for, the components of IT, that is hardware and software, and this operating system provides the functionality for the hardware to start up. So once the hardware is ready, then we have the applications. So applications are the tools. So one example we have used is the web browser. So we also have other applications like MS Word, PowerPoint, MS Access. These are the various applications that help us for productivity. Most of you must be doing projects, college projects. So how do we provide the project? How do we provide the documentation? So we use a word processor like MS Word and put all the text that we have gathered from the project and also some diagrams, some output, and then the conclusion, and then we print it, bind it, and then present it in the college. So we were able to perform this project documentation with the help of a computer, hardware, and some operating system, and then some applications. So all this is function of IT. Or you've been asked to gather some information in the project. So what we do, we use internet, access certain websites, gather the information, collect the information, put it in the document, and then present it. Sometimes you may also have to present the graphs. So we make the graph. So we may use Excel as an application to create the graphs. So we use Excel to provide this. And if you have to do it presentation to the staff, so you provide the document. Along with the document, you also have to talk about the project, how you did it, and you will create a PowerPoint presentation using this application, and then how you did it, what problems you encountered, how did you solve them. So all these are part of IT. And we have these 5 components which are very essential for IT: hardware, software, database, network, and people. These components integrate to perform input. So we did discuss about input. What is input? What instructions we provide. It's like typing the domain name is an input. And process. What's happening in the process? The request is accepted, processed, and it is trying to find out where is this website, cisco.com or microsoft.com or hp.com, is going to search for that information. So in the process of searching, there is a lot of applications, like for example DNS. This DNS helps to resolve the name into an IP address. So what is an IP address? So we will be discussing about these internal components of processing later on in the other programs that are going to continue. And IP address is an important component of network communication, because the server is somewhere else, some other country, some other continent. So the request that you generate has to travel through the network all the way to the server, which is in a remote place. So in the concept of processing, there is a lot of activity that is happening, that your computer is trying to find out where the server is with the help of various network devices called routers, switches, firewalls, and this equipment in turn is connected to the internet service provider, and this internet service provider is taking your request and then forwarding it to the actual destination. Once your request reaches the destination database server, and the database server in turn will send a reply back to you, and that information will travel all the way through the internet and come back to your computer, and it is displayed on the web browser. So that is the output. So you give input as the domain name, and then your computer, your application will process it, send it to the ISP, and ISP in turn will forward it to the server which you want to access, and that server in turn will send a reply, and then the ISP will transmit it back to your computer, and your web browser will display this information. So input is what you give as a domain name, process is processing this information to the server with the help of ISP and getting back the reply, and output is what you see on the screen. So we have these components that is helping us to generate information and get information that is required. And one important thing is problems. Problems happen everywhere. So when there is a problem in IT, we have a separate division called support division, and this support team, the technical team of support engineers, will be working round the clock to ensure that the things are happening or the problems are resolved in the shortest possible time. So we have, if you look at a bank, sometimes we have encountered this problem. So when you go to withdraw the money on the ATM, you see that out of service, the small board representing it's out of service, but we don't know what it means. Is the ATM out of cash? We don't know, we may not know. Or is the communication system from the ATM to the bank is disconnected? Or there's a computer inside that ATM. Is the computer not working? Or is it a hardware problem? Or is it an application problem? Or is it an operating system problem? So there are so many things to IT. It's not just what we see on the screen and then we just play the tabs and then we just use the entertainment applications on the smartphone. But there are a lot of things that happen in the background which you will be getting to learn in this program. In the next few sessions, you will get an idea of what whole IT is about. And IT gives us such a good facility for all aspects of life. And it can revolutionize once we have this artificial intelligence and machine learning coming up. We will have much more interesting applications, especially the Internet of Things. It gives us a lot of comfort. It gives us a lot of comfort because you can manage, like already there are certain concepts in place like smart homes. So you are enabling your house to be IT enabled. So you can control those devices from your mobile phone. Let me give a simple example. Suppose it's a summer and it's too hot outside and then you're driving home. And the moment you reach home, you want your air conditioner to be ready and then the room to be cool. So while you are a few minutes away from home, you can turn on the air conditioner from your mobile phone. So that is IT enabled home. You are able to talk to your devices at home. Or it could be the other way around. It's winter now, so you want to have the room heater on, or you want to have a hot shower at home, so you want the heater to be on, so you can operate it from your mobile phone. So these are some applications, few applications of smart home. About IT. Without IT, we will have a lot of drawbacks. So that's why people who learn IT are IT enabled, and there are people who are not fully IT enabled. So there is some digital divide. So I think these kind of programs will help us to bridge the digital divide. So it's important to ensure that we learn certain skills in IT, to be IT aware, to know what's happening around the world and gather information to be up to date and also get good jobs in IT. So this course has components of operating system, about network, about security, and we will be detailing you about all this in the next few episodes of this program. And IT is an enabler for providing better information, better technology, and today hardware is getting thinner, means more processing and less space. Earlier the computers used to occupy a lot of space, but now we have the mobile phone acting as an enabler. You can see the mobile phone having 3 GB RAM and 4 GB RAM, which was like a dream for having such kind of resources on the laptops or computers. So the smartphone is getting smarter with better hardware, better applications, better operating system, better network connectivity. So with 4G technology, you have very good internet bandwidth, but this was not available a few years ago. So today we have the better hardware, better software, better applications, providing very, very good IT. So IT is here to stay, but we have to be up to date with IT in terms of learning applications, learning the operating system, learning about networking, learning about security, and ensure that we have a very, very good career future in IT. So I hope this introduction session on IT was helpful to you to provide the various aspects that you can look at and learn, because IT is used everywhere in education, in healthcare, in medicine, in engineering, in space. You name a field which is not being used, agriculture, financial technologies, everywhere it is being used. So it helps us to understand a lot. And thank you for watching this video, and have a great careers ahead. Thank you. Thank you.